the owner of the Dallas Cowboys, Mr. Jerry Jones.
Thank you, guys. Well, as always, it's great to have you here, our media. If you know anything about the Cowboys, know anything about me, you know how much we appreciate the media and what you represent. You represent the fans. You can take a second and turn it into a fable. So this is very important for us. I don't know that we've ever had an event that had the stature and the combination of two men on their own, not with a lot of guys around them, on their own, step into the center of the ring. And these guys are at their best in their careers. They're at a stage in their careers, and here they are, both champions, and meeting here at this stadium. This is a rare thing for our fans. When we were building this stadium, I did think a lot about fighting and a lot about boxing. Our constituency, the Dallas Cowboy constituency, is particularly into boxing. We have a fantastic Mexican-Hispanic fan base. And when we do fighting here at this stadium, the letters and the communication with the Cowboys are that tall because of the affinity of boxing and the interest in boxing. Consequently, when we have a fight of this caliber, and we have it here at AT&T Stadium, we know we're doing something very special for sports, and we're doing something very special for boxing. As it would have it, these two fighters are uniquely associated, if you will, with this stadium and with the Dallas Cowboys. Here, Errol Spence is literally lives next door and is from this particular area. And the last fight he had at the Star, he had all of his cowboy gear on and made the players that were there and made this owner so proud that he stepped out there and on behalf of the Dallas Cowboys won a tremendous match against the top fighter. And as would have it, our home away from home, Oxnard, California, then Mikey Garcia was a little kid. I asked him, I said, did I ever come over and point to you when you were 12 years old out there watching the Cowboys practice as you were on your way up to becoming a world champion fighter? And so we have a lot of kinship here with these two fighters. It is ironic that they're going to be fighting here. Our fans are in for a tremendous treat. You've heard me say this before. This giant screen behind me that is in the center of this field where we can put 105,000 people in here. Well, boxing is usually not played to those kinds of crowds, but we can take that screen and drop it down to 25 feet above the field. And think in the middle of this field when you have that ring, that boxing ring, and you drop that screen down, and we'll probably put another little touch or two on it. And you're going to see Mikey and Aaron, you're going to see them going toe-to-toe. But if you're standing as far back as we are from the center of that ring, you're going to be able to see them 70 feet tall. And when they're landing those punches, you'll see it better and in more visibility than if you were sitting beside the ring. Now that combined with the fighters, the ring, makes this a unique area. A unique venue to hold this great fight in. We've had the Super Bowl here. We've had college world championships here. We have had some of the greatest fights, Pacquiao fights, that you can draw up. And so this is in a line of great events that we're going to have. These two fighters are worthy. I spent $1.2 billion, and we've probably spent $200 million on this stadium since it opened 10 years ago. They're worthy of this stadium. Their ability to compete and their ability and their skill level is worthy of this stadium. So I would say this to all Dallas Cowboy fans. I would say this to all boxing and sports fans. This is a special event to come see and a special function. You may not see this type of event with this kind of talent here again. I want to say some special thank you to Tom Brown He's with Premier Boxing Championships, and he put this fight together. It was brilliant thought and brilliant execution on his part. Richard Schaefer is going to have Fox, who have their pay-per-view now. And we're so excited about being associated with Fox as to this fight, because we've had some great times with Fox out here with Dallas Cowboy games over the last 30 years, if you will. But in short, this is going to be a great event. We're not sparing anything. We're going to put it on. If there's ever been a fight put on right, we'll try to put it on right here at the stadium, and we want to fill this place up with great boxing fans.
Thank you very much to Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys. Well, Jerry hit the nail on the head when it comes to this being a special place with special fighters. And tickets start as low as $45. You can get them at SeatGeek.com. The electricity in this place on a game day or on a fight night is unparalleled. Now let's meet one of the promoters of Saturday, March 16th with Spence and Garcia. This gentleman knows what it's like to promote world-class events all over the planet. You name the country, he is promoted there, and he continues to do an amazing job. You know, they have the Dallas Cowboys Hall of Fame here. Well, in boxing, we have the International Boxing Hall of Fame. And when this gentleman is ready to retire and hang up promoting, he will no doubt be in the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Please welcome the president of TGB Promotions, Mr. Tom Brown.
Thank you, Ray, and good afternoon. Welcome, everyone. Errol Spence Jr. versus Mikey Garcia is one of the most intriguing fights of the year. It's a fight that will determine who is, pound for pound, the best fighter in the world. We are thrilled to be here today at the home of the best professional franchise in sports, the Dallas Cowboys. And this legendary stadium is the perfect host for this event, where two champions in the prime of their careers will put their undefeated records and their legacies on the line. On March 16th, the world will be watching one of the biggest boxing events of our generation. Errol Spence Jr. and Mikey Garcia are destined to walk down that tunnel here at AT&T Stadium and into the ring and engage in a battle that will never be forgotten. Don't miss your opportunity to see this live. Get your tickets now. Thank you.
Mr. Tom Brown, ladies and gentlemen of TGB Promotions. Well, now let's get to the gentlemen who are going to be guiding these two fighters inside the ring on Saturday, March 16th, PBC on Fox Sports pay-per-view from AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas. First of all, this gentleman has been in the corner of countless world champions. He's actually been in the corner of several fighters that have fought here at boxing events in the past at AT&T Stadium. You know, the thing about boxing trainers is that they are pretty much like the head coach of a pro franchise. And Dallas is no stranger to having legendary coaches such as Tom Landry, Jimmy Johnson, Barry Switzer. The Dallas Cowboys, what they know how to do is they know how to win. Jason Garrett, 3 divisional championships under his tenure as the Cowboys won the NFC East this past year. But this gentleman, Robert Garcia, is a former world champion, and he embeds himself in the sport of boxing. He has his brother Mikey always prepared in tip-top shape, which is why 39 times they've come out victorious and have not lost a single professional bout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the trainer for Mikey Garcia, his brother, Robert Garcia.
Just want to thank all you guys for being here. You know, we've been having a great training camp. Our sparring partners are doing a great job. You know, we know we're in a very, very tough challenge, but Mikey's starting to get in great shape. By the time the fight comes, you know, you guys are gonna see what Mikey's all about. Come to the fight, enjoy. Those that don't have a chance to make it, pay-per-view, just order it, and you guys are going to enjoy a great night of boxing. Thank you all for being here.
Robert Garcia, ladies and gentlemen. His counterpart, Derek James, who lives here in the Dallas area. With as much success over the past few years that Derek James and Errol Spence have had, the one thing I will tell you about both gentlemen is that they remain as humble and hungry as ever. Derek James has had several world champions, Errol included, and he's just as nice and as enthusiastic for fighters and getting in training camp as he did the first day he stepped inside the gym. These two guys, much like the Garcia brothers, have chemistry. They know one another. They maximize their performance on fight night. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the esteemed trainer of Errol Spence Jr., Mr. Derek James.
Thank you, everybody, and I'm very happy to be here. It's been a pretty good ride. We've been working together for 10 years this year. So with our 10th year here, this is a beautiful place to culminate everything we've been working on. And I'm very proud of Mikey for stepping up because he's a real trooper, a real fighter. That's what true boxing is all about. He has a phenomenal trainer in his brother Robert and his father, and we are prepared and we're in shape right now, ready to go right now. But we still have about 3.5 more weeks to go, so I can't wait. This is so inspirational, even today, to be here. This is a little bit more coal in the fire to keep us burning and keep us getting ready. So I do appreciate you all for coming out here, and thank you very much.
Derek James, ladies and gentlemen, the trainer for Errol Spence Jr. Now let's meet one half of the main event, Saturday, March 16th, Fox, PBC on Fox Sports pay-per-view here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, brought to you by TGB Promotions and Ringstar Sports. This gentleman, I mentioned his record, 39-0, 30 wins coming by way of a knockout. He's been a professional for a dozen years and continues to get better. When you look at a Mexican fighter, when you look at a guy who wants the biggest and best challenges, that's what Mikey Garcia asked for. He coming off of a victory over Robert Easter Jr., where he unified one half of the lightweight division back on July 28th at Staples Center in Los Angeles. And when he asked for Errol Spence, people thought he was crazy. People said, "What are you doing?" Mikey Garcia dares to be great. And that is exactly what he's going to try to do and become a 5-division world champion on Saturday, March 16th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the undefeated and 4-division world champion, Mikey Garcia.
Hello, everybody, and thank you. Just like everybody, we're very happy to be here. I'm very excited, for what's coming in a few weeks. It's a fight that I really wanted. It's a fight that I had asked for. It's the biggest challenge, the biggest fight of my career. Moving up in weight to fight the best champion in the welterweight division is no easy task, but that's what I'm prepared to do. That's the kind of fight that motivates me. That's the kind of fight that excites me. The fight that is going to bring out the best out of me. And that's the fight against Errol Spence. We know what we're up against. I'm sure he's getting ready for the best fight of his career. Well, I'm also getting ready for the best fight of my career, and that's what makes this fight such a great fight. That's what's going to make it such an interesting fight. That's the recipe for a tremendous fight. You got 2 undefeated champions in the prime, pound-for-pound fighters, fighting each other. You don't get that often. You don't get that, very common in boxing. You get a champion fighting a contender or a champion defending against a former champion, but very rare do you get 2 undefeated pound-for-pound fighters facing each other in their prime. And this kind of fight deserves a home like this. I thank Mr. Jerry Jones for welcoming me and Spence here. This kind of fight deserves this type of atmosphere, this type of energy. I'm very happy that we can be part of this. As a Cowboy fan myself, growing up, and now I'm here in their home, about to take on the biggest fight of my career. That's unbelievable. That's unimaginable. I never imagined I could be here, but here we are, and I'm very happy. I'm excited. I'm sure everybody who comes, March 16th and watches live, that's going to be a night to remember. That's going to be a memorable night. They're going to be talking about this night just like they do when they talk about some of the greats, over the years. This is going to be one of those nights. So we invite everybody to make sure they come because this is historic. This is history in the making, And I'm just very, very glad that I can offer this to all my fans, to all the boxing world, because this is the fight you don't want to miss. Thank you very, very much.
Mikey Garcia, ladies and gentlemen, the 4-division world champion. Well, it's no secret that Mikey Garcia is special, but so is his opponent on Saturday, March 16th, the gentleman to my right, a 2012 United States Olympian, 24 wins, 21 of those come in by way of knockout. You know, you see guys when they move up in class, as they become more bona fide contenders, as the opposition level is increased, they get victories or sometimes they falter. This gentleman has not only gotten wins, but he stopped 11 straight opponents. That is no easy task. He is a vicious body puncher, intelligent, uses his distance. When he knows he has you hurt, he goes out and closes out the show in grand fashion. He did that at the Star in Frisco back in June against Carlos Ocampo, a one-round destruction, much to the delight of Jerry Jones and the fans here in Dallas. He's special, and he wants a special opportunity. Well, he has a big matchup on Saturday, March 16th. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending IBF welterweight champion of the world, Errol "The Truth" Spence Jr.
How everybody doing today? I'm thankful for y'all to come out. And, man, this is a dream come true. Like I said many times, you know, I had dreams of playing football here instead of boxing. So, I mean, you know, this is a dream come true. This is something that, you know, still hasn't just hit me yet. I think it hit me after the fight. You know, I try not to get caught up in the moment. But, you know, this is my favorite team. I think I bleed blue. I've been a Cowboys fan. I remember sitting on my daddy's lap watching the Cowboys play, watching Emmitt Smith and Deion Sanders and Mike Irvin, Troy Aikman, and all these great players play. So, you know, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for this fight. And every time that I see Mikey Garcia, you know, I just get more and more anxious and want to go to the gym and want to work out and want to spar. Even when I came home Sunday, you know, I sparred 15 rounds with 30-second rest just because, you know, I was 18 rounds? Oh, I sparred 18 rounds with 30-second rest just because, you know, the whole press conference and the whole face-off and everything leading up to it, and just seeing my opponent and, you know, and seeing, you know, looking in his eyes and seeing how hungry he is. And I know Mikey Garcia, he's a real champion because he's the one that asked for this fight. I'm not going to lie and sit here to say I asked for the fight. I didn't take him serious at first when he first called me out. And then the second time he called me out, you know, I was like, man, this dude, I think he's serious. And then when my manager, Al, called me and said, you know, Mikey Garcia is serious about fighting you, you know, I knew it was a real deal. And I'd like to thank Jerry Jones, too, for letting us use this venue and, you know, and basically putting out a promotion, and Fox putting out a promotion behind us and making this bigger than, making it real big because it's on Fox pay-per-view. It's my first Fox pay-per-view, and I've only been pro 6 years. Most fighters don't get to do that. So I'm 100% prepared, I'm 100% focused, and I'm hungry. I'm already on weight. I know a lot of people making, you know, fat jokes 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I was overweight on 180, on 190. Well, I'm in the low 50s. So I'm 100% prepared. I can't wait for this fight. I can't wait to put on another show, another great performance, March 16 on Fox pay-per-view. Make sure you tune in. You don't want to miss this. If you can't come to the fight, order it on Fox pay-per-view. This is going to be an amazing event. It's going to be spectacular. And before I close out, I have a gift that I'd like to present Jerry Jones. It's official. It's the official Team Spence Letterman. You can't get this online or anything like this, so it's not for sale.
That'll be in the Dallas Pro Shop.
like I said, order on Fox pay-per-view. You don't want to miss this. If you can't make it to the fight, this is going to be a legendary night, March 16th. I guarantee you. Thank you.
Errol Spence Jr., ladies and gentlemen, the undefeated champion. One more time, we are going to have the fighters pose off. We want to thank the Dallas Cowboys organization for being unbelievable to work with. We look forward to Saturday, March 16th, Spence versus Garcia. The welterweight championship of the world is on the line at AT&T Stadium here in Arlington, Texas. All brought to you by TGB Promotions and Ringstar Sports. One more time before we get ready for Fight Week, it'll be Spence and Garcia facing off, and we look forward to a memorable fight week as we get set for Saturday, March 16th, Fox Sports pay-per-view, Spence versus Garcia. We'll see you in about a month's time. Thank you.